According to ancient beliefs on these matters, the soul was a garment, the golden wedding garment, the garment that was to be worn at the wedding of the Lamb. The soul was a construct that arises in the magnetic field of the human aura. As the desire to grow increases and the individual makes certain changes and improvements in his own pattern of life, there are changes in the magnetic field and a luminous quality appears in the field which represents the goodness of our hearts as we grow in righteousness, and in the end it becomes a luminous garment in the magnetic field or in the aura, and when it reaches this great magnitude, it is called the garment of Nasdor. Throughout human history, there has always been a veiled knowledge of the communication between the cosmos and consciousness. Veiled communication between the cosmos and consciousness. This silent dialogue, which the ancient Egyptians called the language of light, remained hidden for millennia in secret chambers and coded texts until a young scholar from 20th century begins to uncover its mysteries. Manly Paul, born in 1901, became a symbol of ancient wisdom in an era dominated by increasing materialism. Through his relentless exploration of humanity's secret archives, he has uncovered astonishing patterns connecting diverse spiritual traditions. At the age of 27, he introduced the world to the secret teachings of all ages. This monumental work revealed how ancient secret societies preserved knowledge of universal communication through symbols and rituals. From the pyramids of Egypt to the Temple of Greece, Hall identified a unified system of interpreting cosmic signs. In Egyptian hieroglyphics, each symbol carried multiple layers of meaning, serving as a key to unlocking a deeper understanding of reality. In the Eleusinian mysteries of ancient Greece, initiates learned to decipher the subtle language of nature through carefully preserved rituals. The universe, as revealed by physics, modern quantum, is not a silent void, but a vibrant field of possibilities and information. What ancient mystics call signs and correspondences, quantum physicists now describe it as entanglement and non-locality. This remarkable convergence between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science suggests that, through the scientific method, we rediscover what the mystery schools have always known. Decades of meticulous research have shown that cosmic signs are not obscure messages reserved for a privileged few, but a natural language of the universe accessible to anyone who develops the sensitivity to perceive them, of unified consciousness proposed by both ancient mystics and modern scientists, such as David Bohm and Irvine Laszlo, suggest that every moment contains important information encoded in seemingly random events. Carl Jung's concept of synchronicity, developed after his extensive studies of esoteric traditions, offers a modern framework for understanding how the universe communicates through meaningful coincidences. At times in your life, you have probably experienced events that seemed loaded with special meaning, chance encounters that changed your path, signs that appeared precisely when you needed advice, or patterns that repeated themselves in ways you couldn't ignore. These are not random events, but manifestations of an ancient science of signs, a knowledge that transcends cultures and eras, connecting ancient wisdom with the latest discoveries about the fundamental nature of reality. Across the vast expanse of the cosmos lies a language that transcends conventional words and symbols. This universal communication is revealed through patterns that repeat at all scales, from the structure of atoms to the organization of galaxies. The ancient mystery schools called this phenomenon the law of correspondence, a principle that shows how each element of the universe contains information about the whole. Have you ever noticed recurring patterns in your life? How do situations apparently unrelated convey similar messages? This is no coincidence. It is the manifestation of universal sign language. Intuition, far from being mere speculation, functions as a natural receiver of this cosmic communication, a sense ultimately refined over millennia of human evolution. The ancient Hermeticists encoded this knowledge into 7 fundamental principles. The most famous of these is as above, so below. This axiom suggests that patterns observed at one level of reality reflect similar structures at all other levels. Modern science supports this principle through the discovery of fractals in nature and mathematical patterns that repeat from the microcosm to the macrocosm. The preservation of its knowledge through the ages are not the result of chance. Secret societies have developed systems, complex symbols and allegories to convey its fundamental truths, Without distortion, each symbol acted like a key, opening deeper levels of understanding to those who were ready to receive it. The relevance of this universal language is becoming more and more evident in our time. Information theory quantum suggests that the universe is essentially a vast field of interconnected information. What the ancients described as divine signs, modern physics recognized as manifestations of a unified field of consciousness. Why separate cultures through oceans and millennia have developed symbols and concepts astonishingly similar. This convergence indicates a common source of knowledge accessible through careful observation of universal patterns. These signs are always present at every moment, with every interaction, with every so-called coincidence. The question is not whether they exist, but if we have developed the sensitivity necessary to recognize them. This recognition does not require years of esoteric study, but a fundamental change in the way we observe and interpret our daily reality. At the intersection of matter and consciousness lies a precise science of personal transformation, mastered by the ancient mystery schools. Details of personal transformation mastered by the ancient mystery schools. This science is not based on abstract theories, but on specific practices involving the physical body, sound and conscious intention as instruments of change. Energy release techniques preserved for millennia are far from simple superstitions. Tibetan practices, for example, use sound to directly modify the vibrational patterns of the body and mind. These methods find striking parallels in the Eleusinian mysteries of ancient Greece, where initiates used specific sounds to induce altered states of consciousness. The tradition, Rosicrucian, revealed that the physical body acts as an instrument of precision for conscious transformation. Every gesture, movement, and breath can be used to reconfigure anchored, energetic, and mental patterns. Modern discoveries about neuroplasticity and the influence of body movements on mental states validate this understanding. Have you ever noticed how certain sounds or movements can instantly change your state of mind? This phenomenon is not accidental. Ancient schools meticulously mapped the relationship between sound frequencies, body movements, and states of consciousness. Between sound frequencies, body movements, and states of consciousness. For example, human sound is not a modern invention, but an ancient technique of energy release that has parallels in all spiritual traditions. Transformational practices were only shared with prepared initiates, because their transformative power demands a corresponding level of responsibility. Each technique acts as an energetic key, releasing specific potentials within of human consciousness. This deep knowledge is inseparable from an understanding of universal laws governing the transformation. Modern science is beginning to validate these ancient principles through studies on quantum vibrations and morphogenetic fields. What the mystics formerly described as vital energy or pranic force aligns with concepts scientists such as bioelectromagnetism and cellular communication. This convergence of ancient wisdom and contemporary research indicates the rediscovery of the fundamental principles of nature. The exercises preserved by the Rosicrucians are not simple physical routines, but research techniques, precise to expand consciousness. Every movement, every breath, each sound is calibrated to produce specific effects in multiple dimensions of the self. This technical precision has been encoded in symbols and allegories in order to preserve its integrity throughout the ages. Have you ever wondered why certain postures or certain breathing patterns can induce deep meditative states almost instantly? This phenomenon demonstrates the existence of an exact science of the transformation of consciousness where each element, sound, movement, and breathing work as a unique key to unlocking latent human potential. Deep within human consciousness lies a natural process of transformation that alchemists call the Great Work. It is not a linear journey, but an evolving spiral where each inner conflict catalyzes higher levels of understanding. Hermetic traditions teach that inner conflict is not an obstacle, but a necessary phase of conscious evolution. Just like gold should go in through the fire to be purified, human consciousness must go through periods of tension and questioning to expand its capacity for perception. Rosicrucians have developed an exact system of self-observation to transform resistance into clarity. This method does not aim to eliminate conflict, but to use it as a tool for transmutation. Each moment of inner tension contains in essence the seeds of a deeper understanding of reality. Have you noticed how periods of intense mental confusion often lead to enlightening insights? This diagram reflects the alchemical process of transmutation, where the raw material of inner conflict is transformed into the gold of the philosopher's higher understanding. Ancient alchemists meticulously mapped the stages of this transformation. Each phase, negrado, darkness, albedo, purification, and rubedo, illumination, corresponds to states specific to conscious evolution. This knowledge was preserved in symbols and allegories in order to protect its depth and transformative power. The interpretation's modern theories of these processes find support in the discoveries of depth psychology and neuroscience on neuroplasticity. What alchemists described as a transmutation science now recognizes as the reorganization of neural patterns and the transformation of conscious states. The self-observation system developed by mystics is not passive introspection, but a precise technology of inner transformation. Every observation, every recognition of a pattern, and every moment of expanded awareness acts as a catalyst for deeper understanding. Have you ever wondered why certain inner realizations seem to instantly transform your perception of reality? This phenomenon demonstrates the transformative power of consciousness when directed through precise methods of self-observation and transmutation. At the heart of the universe is a set of precise laws governing manifestation. The manifestation, Hermetic principles, as above, as below, and as within, like outside, are not mere metaphors, but accurate descriptions of how reality is organized and manifested across different planes of existence. Have you noticed how your mental states seem to influence external circumstances of your life? It's not a coincidence, but a direct manifestation of the laws of correspondence and vibration. The universe works through a resonance system where internal states attract reality's corresponding external sources. The mystical schools developed a deep understanding of laws governing this process. Conscious manifestation is neither random nor magical, but an exact science operating according to universal principles. Every conscious thought, emotion, and intention generates a specific vibrational pattern that attracts corresponding experiences. Modern science is beginning to validate these principles through quantum physics and morphogenetic field theories. What the ancients called the laws of manifestation align with scientific concepts such as quantum entanglement and non-localization. This convergence suggests that, through the scientific method, we are rediscovering fundamental truths about reality. The responsibility that comes from this knowledge is immense. Initiatory schools have always emphasized that the power of conscious manifestation requires a corresponding maturity. Conscious awareness requires a corresponding maturity. Every thought, intention, and act of consciousness influences the universal field of possibilities, creating ripples that affect the network interconnected with reality. The rituals and symbols used to convey this knowledge were not mere superstitions, but precise technologies designed to align individual consciousness with universal laws. Each symbol, ritual, and practice served as a specific key to activate different aspects of the manifestation process. Have you ever wondered why some intentions seem to manifest almost instantly, while others remain unachievable? This divergence highlights the existence of specific principles governing manifestation, principles that can be understood and applied consciously. The unified field of consciousness, as proposed by ancient mystics and modern scientists, suggests that each act of consciousness influences the whole. This understanding transforms the manifestation of an ego-driven quest into a sacred responsibility. At the heart of existence lies a point where everything, the transformative power, is concentrated, the present moment. Esoteric traditions have identified this eternal present as the gateway through which all possibilities of manifestation emerge and take shape. Have you noticed that moments of deep clarity always occur in the present immediate? This is not a coincidence, but a direct reflection of the nature of time and consciousness. The present is not only a fleeting point between the past and the future, but a dimension of consciousness where everything resides, transformative power. Sufi mystics developed specific practices to access to this dimension of the present thanks to precise breathing techniques and focused attention. They discovered that consciousness could transcend the illusion of linear time and access an expanded state of perception where the signs of the universe become undoubtedly clear. Likewise, the Zen tradition emphasizes the power of the present through the practice of zazen, It's not just an exercise in concentration, but with precise technology to align individual consciousness with the universal flow of the present. Each moment of mindfulness serves as a gateway to higher dimensions of perception. The Zoroastrian mysteries of ancient Greece preserved knowledge specific on the power of the present. Their initiates have learned that true transformation can only occur in the present, because consciousness has the power to choose and manifest only in the present. Esoteric traditions have developed precise methods for cultivating this conscious presence. Each practice, exercise, and technique serves tool to anchor consciousness in the present moment. This state is not a goal distant, but a reality immediately accessible thanks to proper attention directed. Contemporary science is beginning to validate its ancient knowledge through research into altered states of consciousness and neuroplasticity. What mystics described as the power of the present finds parallels in studies of mindfulness and its effects on the structure and function of the brain. Recent neuroscience research shows how regular mindfulness practice can significantly change the neural patterns and physical structure of the brain. Have you ever wondered why certain meditative practices can induce deep states of clarity almost instantly? This phenomenon demonstrates the transformative power of mindful presence when cultivated and directed correctly. Trainer of conscious presence when cultivated and directed correctly. The ability to stay fully present is not a special gift, but a natural skill that can be developed through specific and consistent practices. At the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern scientific discoveries emerges a revolutionary understanding of the nature of reality. Discoveries in quantum physics and neuroscience. This phenomenon is not a coincidence, but a natural convergence of different streams of knowledge. What was once considered mystical or esoteric is now supported by evidence scientists. The responsibility that comes with this integrated knowledge is profound. As humanity rediscovers its fundamental truths, each individual becomes a potential guardian of this wisdom. The power of personal transformation carries with it the responsibility for collective development. Ancient systems of knowledge were not simple collections of beliefs, but precise technologies to expand consciousness. Each symbol, practice, and teaching served as specific keys to release the latent potential of human consciousness. This technical precision has parallels surprising with modern scientific methods. The future of human consciousness does not lie in the choice between science and spirituality, but in the integration of these different paths of understanding. The latest scientific discoveries increasingly validate what mystics have always known. Reality is fundamentally unified, and consciousness plays a central role in its manifestation. Have you ever wondered why these knowledge resurface with such force at this precise moment? This resurgence suggests a pivotal moment in the evolution of human consciousness, where various currents of wisdom converge to form a more complete understanding of reality. The invitation to the personal transformation is not just an option, but an evolving necessity. Each individual who awakens to his or her truths becomes a catalyst for collective evolution. The power of transformation lies not in the distant future, but in recognizing and applying its truths in the present moment. The integration of ancient knowledge and modern technology provides precise tools for this transformation. Every scientific discovery that validates ancient esoteric truths serves as a bridge between different ways of understanding and live reality. However, understanding these principles is only the first step. True transformation lies in the constant practice and direct experience of these heightened states of consciousness. Any meaningful change begins with recognizing your role as co-creator of reality, and the most direct path to establish this connection with universal intelligence and deep meditation. To accompany you on this journey of discovery and transformation, we have developed a specialized series of audio tools designed to facilitate access to heightened states of consciousness. These tools integrate ancient knowledge with modern technology, creating a practical bridge between timeless wisdom and contemporary application. For immediate access to these transformative tools, click on the link available on screen or in the comments. If this knowledge resonated deeply with you and awakened the recognition of inner truths, share your experience in the comments by writing, "This made sense to me."